Welcome, everybody, to the Last Breath podcast. My name is Nick Melia. I'm your host today. I'm also a comedian and your soon-to-be father, so be prepared for that. I have my co-host here, Mr. Cage. He's a little chatty today, but just try not to mind him. So I'm sorry for that. And it's going to be a good show. It's the first episode. We're just going to be hanging out and talk to you a little about myself. Why, I named this podcast Last Breath, what I'm going to be doing, and why there's a big-ass joint behind me. It's a weed podcast. I've been wanting to do this for a while. I'm very excited. But I start out every episode, or I'm going to be starting out every episode, with the episode strain. So today being 420, thought we'd start off with a classic, guys. It's a classic. It's gelato. It's a hybrid. I feel it's really, really good to get your brain moving. Great creativity strain. It's nice to just open up a Google Doc, and just type away. You'll look at it later. You'll delete 90% of what you wrote, but you do it for that 10%, guys. You do it for that 10%. But it's gonna be a great episode. Let's get going. Today is my third 420. I'm very happy for that. This is probably gonna be my favorite 420, unless I smoke with Snoop one day. So cross my fingers for that one. But yeah, I've been smoking for 3 years now. I started late 2019. So we're gonna get into that in just a little bit. But yeah, I was 16. Marijuana has really changed my life a lot. The way I perceive things, my whole attitude, and dude, especially my sleeping. Let me tell you, because growing up, my mind just runs. I think about everything, every little thing. Even, I'm going through Amazon in my head, just picking out what I already want 10 years from now. It's insane. I used to just stare at the wall and be like, oh, Game Boy, Xbox, dude. It would be insane. But, marijuana, it would space out my ideas more, and I could just fall asleep. You especially with edibles, you take that heroic dose, you're not thinking for a few days. You're out of it. Personally though, I don't smoke tobacco. I don't drink alcohol. I don't even do the wax, the weed wax, the pens, the cartridges. I used to do that. I did the pens for a year and a half, and those are just awful. First of all, there's barely any studies on those, especially for long-term side effects, and they're a little newer. They're just not my thing. They would affect with, how I carried myself during the day, and you just drag, and it's so convenient too because it's you can take it anywhere. You fit it in your pocket. It doesn't smell. It doesn't set off alarms. It's the perfect thing, and that's why I think it's just a little too convenient. People would smoke out of apples, out of cans, and then they just turned it into this iPhone of a weed product. It's great if you smoke it. Have fun. Have fun. I'm not here to judge anybody and what they do. If you drink, good for you. I just personally don't. I just don't do that. Even smoking flower, I try to not do. Just do edibles. It'd be great if I could just do that. But big ass smoke ring. So I gotta maintain. Before I started smoking, though, I was so against it. Literally the day before, I was so against it. I was like, I'll never smoke. Smoking's bad. A few of the friends that I had, they changed after smoking. Jesus for life. It's, God would hate if even though it grows out of the ground. I don't even think I knew that at the time. I was like, oh, it's a plant. Yeah, well, they just, put shit on it and it's bad for you. Like, I had no idea about anything related to weed until I started smoking. And, the first day I didn't even know what it did, or, the side effects, or I didn't even know if it could kill you or not. That's how little I knew and how little I was exposed to it. And, I get that. I get, having people under the age of 18, not smoke. I get it. At least teach them, though. Give them a lesson about, weed and what it does, and how to be safe with it. But, on to why I'm here. Why I'm here today. I'm making this podcast for, the person at the end of work. They get home, they don't want to do anything. They just want to listen to some assholes speak for an hour before they go to bed. I get that. I get that guy. Or woman, whatever it is, or whatever you want to be, frog, etc. Whatever you want to do. I get it. Some people don't smoke weed. And I get that too. It's not for some people. And it's part of the big argument about it, but I'll get to that later. About this podcast. I call it Last Breath because I hate tomorrow. I really do. Today is what you have. And if you get to the end of the day, that's fantastic. If you get to tomorrow, that's even better. But what you have is you have right now. And if you don't use right now, you don't know if you'll have, the next 5 minutes, the next 10 minutes, whatever it is. I'm here now to talk to you now so that we can share this time. You can learn, you can be a human, you can listen to a human, and it's real. It's real entertainment. There's no fake, there's no filters. I wanted to do the podcast because I have too many filters with everybody. Whether it's the people at work, whether, it's my family, my friends, everybody has a certain level of filter. Even this, the reason why I'm not live streaming right now is because I don't know whether or not I'm going to talk about pee-pees for 15 minutes, guys. I don't know that. I smoked before this show. Anything can come out of here. Anything. I mean, I have to do this. So, I want everybody to embrace the fact that you have right now. I want to open up some people's eyes and, close the eyes of other people. Probably should be closed. Probably stupid people that just clicked on it and they're like, oh, what's this? They probably smoke, but they're super unaware of everything going on. And they just, they want to learn a little bit. And I get that. I'll watch stupid shit when I'm high, to learn. I saw this show. a while ago. It's called Dance Moms, and it's these moms that put their kids through this horrible dance class with like instructors that are, calling these little girls bitches and whores. And they're like, what, you gotta lift up your foot so you're not a whore later on. And it's like, Jesus. But I learned through those and how to not be such a shitty person. And that's why you're here right now, right? Is to not be a shitty person. Learn about weed. Learn about how to be good. Hear a few jokes every now and then. And don't be a piece of shit. Because you can't be a piece of shit when you're watching a YouTube video. That's facts. And if you're here for an hour, you're not being a piece of shit for a whole hour. So there you go. That's all you can hope for in life, is to not be a piece of shit for an hour. Right? That's all you can hope for. So, about weed, right? I think weed in America, legal everywhere, would be fantastic. I think it'd be fantastic, right? If you could order weed from New York and have it be here in a week, no complaining for a month, right? That's the dream. The problem with this, is that it'll never happen in our lifetime. And we got to accept that. But we can always change it for the future. We can set it up right now so that way 150 years into the future, we can have our kids smoking fully legal weed all over the United States, and that'd be perfect. The reason why it's not going to happen right now is because there's just way too much money involved. You have the alcohol industry, the tobacco industry, the paper industry. It's just, that's too much money, right? Because if we could make weed legal in all the United States, then, we would be able to, maybe we would be able to ship it, who knows? But at least, trucks can go over state lines with that stuff. You do truck deliveries. And less people would stop, or more people would stop drinking. More people would stop smoking tobacco. Maybe like blunt wraps. That'd probably be a bigger industry. You'd probably get blunt companies. That'd be kind of cool. And then hemp would be used a lot more for things that trees could replace. And that's the problem. There's just unless everything crashed, everything would those industries would have to literally bomb itself for it to happen in our lifetime, unfortunately. But, you can just move. You can just move. Leave all the sober or the drinking people or, everyone that wants to do all the other drugs. Just push them into the middle states. That's all we got to do. Just put them all in Texas. That's a state that's not legal, right? I believe so. That's unfortunate. Texas being such a big state with so many people that need to chill down, right? All those yeehaws would be yeehaws. Long story short, I would love for weed to be legal everywhere. I really would. That'd be awesome. It would be over the top awesome. It can't happen. But every show, I'm gonna move on. Every show, in the middle of it, we're gonna have a segment, and today's segment is called High Olympics, and I'm gonna go through a few videos I found on Instagram, and we're just gonna rate a few really dumb people, and I'm gonna rate them how fucked up I think they are. Scale 1 to 10. How high is this person? All right, okay, we got Instagram up on here, so let's check this out.
just stop.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, no, dude, that guy is fucked. Dang. Yeah, that's not good. He's a 9. He's a 9 right there. I mean, because, he could be a 10. He could be on the floor with that pizza. But, yeah, no, solid 9 right there. Wow. Dude, the face. Look at the face. He is on another planet. Oh, my.
Hey, buddy.
Bro is hitting notes. Dude. Man, he was pretty dang. I would give him. Here, I need another one.
Hey, buddy.
Okay.
Hey, buddy.
I would say he's an 8. Give that an 8.
You good over there? All right, y'all, I'm about to head on up out of here. Where you going, huh? To the hospital. To the hospital for what? Because y'all smoking that new weed. I don't do that new weed. I just want some regular, good weed. It was regular. What did we just smoke? Indica. You mean in the emergency room? Because that's where I'm about to be. Y'all got me fucked up. I'll holler at y'all later.
I get that. I totally get that. There is definitely times where I'm like, take me to the hospital right now. Or, like there's an alien in my body as we speak. We need to get this shit out of me. Like I've been there. And, I really hope that he's okay now. Dude, the way his eyes were, I don't know if that was like an effect or something on Instagram. But yeah, no, the way his eyes were, that was, that's a 10. Or should I say 9.11? Because he needs to call 911 on that strain. Whatever he had, I don't know. It's probably some jack hair.
Yeah, you gotta go through it.
What I can do?
It's not going through.
Man, this is $1. This is not your EBT card.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to get rude with you. I'm just saying it's not going through. See?
Man, this is $1. This is not a card.
That's what I'm saying. It's not. I'm just being serious with you. You want me to bring this to another store?
Yeah.
All right.
He's like, you don't want my business? I'm gonna go to another store, dude. I'm gonna go to another store. You're not gonna accept this Bank of America card right here, dude? Jeez. Oh, man, that's totally some shit I would do. Bro, I tried swiping the dollar. I'm gonna give that a 9. He's definitely, he's up there. He is up there, dude. If he's trying to swipe a dollar bill upside down, dollar bill is upside down. Not even. It's not like I'm not questioning like how he's doing that. It's stupid, but the bill is also upside down if you're gonna swipe it, These two.
Oh, like I'm seeing everything more faster. Like it happens faster, and then I'm coming back to it. Like right now. Oh, like I'm seeing everything more faster. Like it happens faster, and then I'm coming back to it. Like right now.
She's seeing things faster, and she's coming back to it like right now. Bro at the end though. Bro, okay, I'm gonna do one for the girl and one for bro at the end. That girl, either it's her first time and she's at like a 6 and she's just, being dumb, or she smoked a bit and this is a solid 10. This is bro at the end though. Bro at the end is, before she said that, he was probably at like a 2. After she said that, though, he was at like a 6. Her speech made him 5 points up. Like he needs help and she needs help. Let's call 911 for that. Because one more. I gotta. One more.
Oh, like I'm seeing everything more faster. Like it happens faster, and then I'm coming back to it. Like right now.
Hold on. So let's break this down. So she's seeing it fast. Whatever it is. Whatever she's seeing, it's fast. And then after it's being fast, she's coming back to it like right now. I get it. Because when it's fast, you got to come back. And it's got to be now, of course. What else?
We smoking big Pringles all year.
Whoa. I think he's just inhaling like the fire. Ow. Dude, that would hurt, especially with the salt. If he got like really salted Pringles, dang. Are those? Hold on, what kind of Pringles are those?
We smoking big Pringles.
I know. Okay, the only reason why I know what kind of Pringles those are is because if those were sour cream and onion, he would be fucking dead, right? You can't inhale that. As soon as you inhale that shit, you're dying. You're dying soon. Yeah, pretty soon after that. I mean, but that's a cool trick though. I mean, if you could like grind the Pringles up and then like flatten it out and make it to like a joint wrap, that'd be kind of cool. Be a little creative. People smoke out of apples. Highly processed potatoes could maybe be the same thing. I could see. But, yeah, no, he's at like a.
We smoking big Pringles all year.
Oh my God.
You know they high. You know they high. Look, watch it. They high. They do not want to get caught. They put the blinker on in the drive-thru.
Yo, he had the blinker on. Jeez. Yeah, no, he's at a 10. That guy's definitely at a 10. Wow. I've been in that situation. I have been. Because In-N-Out here, they'll have 2 lines. And one time, there was a cop in one line, and the other line was like backed up, while the cop's line was like, there was like a difference of like 5 cars. I was waiting that shit out. I'm not trying to deal with that. Nope. Not in the drive-thru. That's like the worst place to get pulled over. You have to order your food. You get the food. It's nice and hot, smelling up your car, especially at In-N-Out. And then you drive out, bam, you're done. It's so not good. And then it would get cold afterwards and soggy. And then the cops would be mad at you because they probably want to eat their food. Dang, that's a rough spot. That's a rough spot right there, guys. So a little bit about me, guys. I am 20 years old. I live down here in LA. I do open mics down here. And I was born here. Military family, moved around a lot. I went to high school up in Washington State. But then I came down here. I've been down here for like a year and a half now. So it's been kind of cool to be back at home. But, I want to get into comedy. I want to be a voice actor later. I'm going to be doing this podcast for a while. And I'm a registered. I play a lot of video games. And I listen to a ton of music, whether it's like hip hop or rock music. If you want to check out my Instagram, I do Tune of the Days. I actually just finished them, so it's kind of staying on my Instagram as like a music catalog. So if you want to go check out some of my taste, you can go over there. But my life has been pretty chill up until now. I gotta say, I like my time. I take my time, and I can enjoy some of the little things, and that's good for a person. And that's what I want to be on here. I want to be a legit person that you can listen to. You can hear all my stupid ideas, and smoke, light up. What else are you doing? Are you listening to this sober? Why? What are you doing right now? Find your lighter. Is that the problem? I can come over there. I will come over to your house and I will find your lighter, guys. Because what else are you doing right now? Dude, hold on. I got you. Here you go. Dude. Lighter right here. You can't reach through the screen and just just take the lighter. Anyway, find it, light up, sit back. Okay, here's a little story time of when I found pot, right? So I was starting the day. I remember not planning on it. I was still in the mode of hating it and never wanting to do it. And then, I was hanging out at my buddy's house. We invited my other buddy to come over, and it was just the three of us. And then, my buddy was known for smoking, so, he got out his weed and he started smoking, and I was chill with it. And then my buddy, who I didn't know smoked, that was a little closer to me at the time than the one who did, he started smoking. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, now I'm the only one that's not smoking. And so I kind of started through a little peer pressure. And that's okay, right? That's fine. Because it turned out to be good later on. I mean, if it was something else, it'd be a little different nowadays. Who knows? I mean, definitely if it was cocaine or something like that, I would have been like, no, thank you. I think. But because pot was there, I was like, yeah, fine. Sure, let's do it. And then, it was very surreal, definitely looking back on it. But yeah, I started smoking. I remember I couldn't even light it. The dude was holding the lighter. I was like, what do I do? I don't know. Do I? And he was like, you gotta cover, it was a pipe. He goes, you gotta cover the hole. And I was like, what? I don't smoke out of this one? And what do I? It was so bad. It was so bad. But I was coughing up a lung, and we were pretty much hotboxing his room, and his mom, his mom cared, but he didn't give a fuck, she was like, oh, what are you guys doing smoking in the room? He was like, get the fuck out of here, dude. And she was like, okay. Left, started smoking, and, I had a good time. His mom ended up getting really mad at him. And so she kicked us out of the house. So we're like, okay, well, what are we going to do? He's like, okay, let's go smoke again and get food. So we got food. I think we went to the grocery store or something. And then we went to what was a Toys R Us at the time. Remember those? Remember that gloryful place filled with nostalgia and homeless people. But yeah, so we went to a Toys R Us, and it was really late. We went behind it, And then we started smoking. And then we went back to his house, and we met this like crazy lady that was like in front of his house, and because we're high and we don't really know like what to do with our time, we just started talking to her, and she was like in her mid 40s, I would say, really big woman, and she's telling us about, like, I remember her saying that she was like every race, like the whitest woman on earth, and she was like, yeah, my great grandma was this, and my great grandpa was this, and then my other great grandpa was this, so that makes me everything. And I was like, holy shit, dang, okay. Redhead woman, and yeah, pretty big, whitest woman on earth, chap lips. I think she was doing like crack or something, but I was entertained. Entertained. Dr. Phil over here. I was entertained, and I'm sorry. And so she leaves. I think she said she had like a dentist appointment to go to. It was 1 a.m. Sketchy ass dentist. So she went off to her dentist appointment, and we still wanted to smoke. We were really tired, but we were planning on smoking at his place. But his mom kicked him out, so we didn't really know what to do. So we just went in my car, and we drove around a bit, and we ended up going to the mall parking lot. And the mall parking lot, we were hotboxing the car. We were smoking. My good buddy, he passed out in the back seat. And then me and my other friend, we were just hotboxing the car with him in the back, so he was getting higher while he was sleeping, which is kind of funny. And then out of nowhere, all the smoke in the car just lights up, and I get a knock on the door, because there's flashlights coming through the door, and I'm like, oh, fuck me, this is gonna suck. And heart just, and so I roll down the window, smoke just emerges out, and I'm like, yeah, how you doing? And luckily, it was mall security that was patrolling around. You guys can't be here in the parking lot. You got to get out of here. And I was like, okay. Okay, yeah. We're going to leave. I'm happy with that. So we leave. We ended up just going back to his place and then crashing in the car. Not crashing the car, but falling asleep in the car. And that was the first time I smoked weed. And it was pretty good. And then now I'm here. And I have a podcast on it. Guys, I truly believe that weed was put onto this earth to show people the line between the good and the evil. The things that are truly amazing in this world versus, the horrible. And you can see the line clearly. I think there's a ton of people that can't see that line. And that's why we have a lot of crazy shit in this world. And there's some people don't smoke simply because if it's their religion, or they don't want their mind to be altered in any kind of way, or they don't want to, whatever it is. I get that. And that's part of the reason why it's a little divided. Just part of it. A lot of it's for money, and a lot of it is like propaganda and false things that people believe nowadays. But it's definitely changed, and it's gotten better, at least in the United States. But I that's what I think it does for people is it can really show you that line. Personally, though, I think that marijuana is, I mean, it's called a drug, and I can agree with it, with the title, but it's not a drug like heroin or crack or like the chemically made drugs, because it grows out of the ground. It's more like food. Like you could, like how people can be addicted to food, it's kind of the same thing. Or like electronics. I mean, the only difference between like food and weed, though, is like with junk food, that can kill you. like you eat a Big Mac a day, you're dying soon. And in weed can be the same thing. It's just like you can get addicted, and or form a habit or whatever they call it. You can. You can also use it to your benefit. I mean, I'm a religious person, so I think God put it here for a reason, and it's definitely a test for some people, because it can test you on if you can use it every day or how you can use it to benefit your life, and I believe that. It's definitely not like those other things, and if you want to classify it in with that kind of stuff, that's just it's not right, because it's not the same thing at all. I want to make that clear for some people that don't know. I mean, if you clicked on this video knowing that there was the joint on the logo, you probably already smoke. And I get that. But, it's just first episode, just intro of my thoughts and opinions on weed. I knew this wasn't going to be, the funniest thing ever. Mostly because I didn't write for a lot of, this. And I don't really think you're supposed to, right? I don't think anyone really just writes a script for their podcast. It'd be a lot funnier. And like you don't want me super high right now. You don't. Because, I mean, you don't want a half an hour of talking about boobies. You don't want that, right? I would assume YouTube doesn't need another half hour of people talking about boobies. Pretty sure. But yeah, I just think that, society, they should just accept it, and it's not going to happen in our lifetime, and I get that. It can definitely still change how we see things, though. Like if you had Germany, or if you got all of Europe legalized, dude, game changer right there. It would, I would say, if all of Europe gets legalized, then we would be at like half the states legal, and I'm fine with that. I see no problem with that. I mean, yeah, if you can't get it in between states and you have to go to certain states for weed, that's fine. Just don't live where there's shitty weed. It's easy. Just have all the stoners move out of one state. That's fine. Right? It should be okay. Guys, I would not advise anyone to start smoking at the age of 16. I would not. I started early, but that was more of a benefit to me. Because if I hadn't, I would have gone through that 20s partying phase, and I would have wasted 4 or 5 years of my life just partying. I don't want that. I'm so happy that I found it at 16, because I was able to, especially during COVID, get my partying phase or, drug high phase just out. And so that way I can, use my time. And that's very important to me. But yeah, this has been the first episode. I'm happy that I did this. And episode 2 drops tomorrow. So watch out for that. That's going to be posted up at noon. And then from here on out, it'll be every Friday at noon. And that's just how it's going to go. And then, the clips and stuff will be put up on Instagram in a few weeks. And get this ball rolling, get that train started. So I'll be ending every episode with a movie review. It's called The Last Movie Review. Even though this is the first episode, this is going to be the last one that I do. Wink, wink. And here it is. So it's, I believe it's Weekend at Bernie's. It's a great starter movie. If you are at a 9 or a 10, if you're super blazed, watch this movie. This is a must-see, top comedy movies all time. It's just so situationally humorous. I can't get over this movie. I could watch it 5 times in a row and just keep getting higher and higher, and it would just keep getting better and better. I love that movie. 5 stars. 5 stars. All right, everyone. Thank you for listening to the Last Breath podcast. If you want to find me on Instagram, that's at Nick Melia Comedy. I'll be on YouTube, Spotify, all that other good stuff, so you can check that out in the Linktree on my Instagram. Also down below, there's going to be our Patreon. I'm going to be posting some good exclusive stuff on there, so that'll get started probably by episode 5. So watch out for that one. And remember, the last breath you take may be your last. Have a good night.